All right, I made it back. All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to What She Says Sports, everybody. All right, put together a good show. I know what y'all want to talk about. I know exactly what y'all want to talk about. I have gotten your tweets, I have gotten your DMs, I have gotten your emails about John Gruden and coaching in Cleveland and Coach Prime and Berea. We got some good clips. I had to, edit it. You can't just reuse people's content. And who is SWAC? Prairie View A&M University, PV, SWAC, coming to Atlanta. When I tell you Jackson State versus PV was a game, Understand this. Coach Tremaine Jackson is a first-year head coach that brought 70 players to PV. Even challenged Coach Prime. If y'all don't remember, he challenged Coach Prime to a spring game this year. And he is SWAC. Took down Jackson State. In the words of Mike Reed, over there from Off Script, Scotty's channel, the bullies got bullied. And that's exactly what happened. Shout out to both of the teams, all of the players. It's just our guy, TC Taylor, just got out coached. That's just what it was. Coach Tremaine Jackson has an aggressive style of play. It was like 70 plays for Prairie View, whereas it was like 40 some odd plays for Jackson State. And understand this too. I noticed I was looking at the game, and I know both quarterbacks have arms. And come to find out, Cam Peters, who's Prairie View's quarterback, guess who he trains with? Select QB. Now, both quarterbacks have an arm. And the backup had to play for Jackson State. Number 11, I keep forgetting his name. That kid is good. That's the kid I keep saying Coach Prime need to go get him because he's a freshman. And if Jackson State don't take care of him, somebody going to get that kid. The game was close, like 23-21. Very close game, very back and forth, thrilling, and best of all, racism free. I got to watch some good football. I got to watch two teams battle the way I want to see Cam versus Shedeur. It was Cam Peters versus number 11. I can't remember his name, but it was just good football, and it was fun. It was exciting. It was thrilling, and it was racism free. So shout out to Prairie View, who is headed down to Atlanta. They should be here midweek. I still have photos from last year, I think, when Jackson State came for the Celebration Bowl. Now, they're going to face off against South Carolina State. Now, everybody expects South Carolina State to win, but understand this. Nobody expected Prairie View to beat Jackson State. Jackson State was headed back to back-to-back SWAC championships, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. So that means Coach Prime in this decade is the only coach at Jackson State to have back-to-back SWAC championships. Because remember, Coach Prime elevated Jackson State from a 12-year drought. And Coach Tremaine Jackson just elevated PV from the last time they won was 2009. 2009 to 2025. That's a long time. That's a long time. So they hungry. And honestly, I think it's going to be a good game because I think people feel like because Prairie View is new, it's a lot of newness. And you know how it is when Colorado went to the Alamo Bowl and then they lost that game. People said too much San Antonio. Well, that's what's getting ready to happen to Prairie View here in Atlanta. They have all of these meetings to go to, all of these, whirlwind type events, and it's, Mercedes-Benz. But hey, I was watching Coach Tremaine Jackson on the sideline, and at one point, when they fumbled the ball on like 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1, they fumbled the ball, and he was standing there looking like this. He has no quit in him. The quarterback, Cam Peters, who's a senior, no quit in him. So Jackson State gonna have to regroup. They look good. I'm sure they felt good, and they played okay, but it wasn't enough to take down PV. And Coach Tremaine Jackson, he ain't playing. So I'm not gonna say Prairie View gonna lose this game. And I'm not, and I know because when Jackson State played South Carolina State, they roll deep. Like they don't play, they show up. Everybody go to the game. So they're gonna be here in Atlanta. So PV, y'all need to come on out. Y'all need to come on out because the Bulldogs not gonna be playing. So I hope to be there to get some footage for y'all. I was too late to request a press pass because I didn't know. I just thought about it. And they said it had closed like December 3rd. I said, you know what? It's okay. I can pay my way. So look for that for your girl, Nola Girl, to pop up at the Celebration Bowl, God willing, and to get some good footage. And y'all know I'm going live. And yes, I'm having on Shedeur merch. I want them to know that Shedeurians still roll with Jackson State. So understand that they love Shedeur. They spoke highly of him. He's looked at like a legend. So hey, I'm wearing the Shedeur merch. I wanted to know we still rolling with Jackson State. So stay tuned for that. Congratulations to PV. All right, so let's get into it. Which I want to talk about first. Y'all want to talk about John Gruden? Sure, let's do it. People sending me clips with the guy that we talked about, the football player, on how he's talking about, John Gruden is supposed to be the next OC coming to town, could be there Monday, is like Shedeur, this, that, and the other. All I heard was yada, yada, yada. Why is that? Y'all don't know why? Because John Gruden was expelled from the NFL for being racist, talking about black people's features. So what is he going to say about Shedeur? Understand this. I'm not easily swayed by anybody trying to latch themselves on to Shedeur Sanders right now. Did I not say that God was putting Shedeur through this for him to find out who is truly with you and who is trying to exploit you? And somebody kicked out the league wanting a job in Cleveland at a time where fans are turning up for Shedeur can just be saying the right things. I'm from Missouri. You're going to have to show me. And for somebody to be racist, you don't turn that on and you don't turn it off. So it's the hard pass for me, right? It's the hard pass for me because you have shown who you were. You had to be kicked out of the league. And saying and showing support for Shedeur says what? Showing support for Shedeur saying, I want to weigh back in. I want to say all of the nice things. I want to say what needs to be said. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Randy Moss talked about it when it happened. Randy Moss said, we're going backwards. This really hurts me. An op-ed piece was done by USA Today, a writer. John Gruden should never be a head coach in the NFL again. Y'all need to understand something. The NFL is majority black with the talent. Why do we need to replace a racist head coach who we trying to get rid of and swap him out for another racist head coach because he want to sing Shedeur name? I would sing Shedeur name too if I wanted some doors to open up for me in Cleveland when they know Shedeur is the billion-dollar man over there. Hell, even the owner ran on the sideline with them little damn kids. That's not his grandkids with Shedeur's jersey on. The owner's not dumb. He doesn't want Shedeur to be his franchise quarterback because he would have started him along with Flacco. He would have encouraged him along with Flacco. And when Flacco left, Shedeur could take the helm. Do not forget, the Browns pre-draft with Shedeur extensively at their franchise QB. And if they gave a damn about him, after the way he was abused by Stefanski would have been fired this summer. The fact that Stefanski can still call this game and walk up to Coach Prime and Berea and shake his hand and touch on him again, it's disgusting. Because what is he actively doing? Plotting, weakening the O-line, putting KT Levingston, the third string right tackle, out there instead of the second string who was brought in to be veteran depth behind Conklin. And you know who has the better pass rush between Cornelius Lucas and KT Levingston? Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. Between the second and third string, which one has the better pass rush? Something that's needed to protect Shedeur. It ain't KT Levingston, the third string. Stefanski should be forced to explain why it is he's skipping over the guy that Andrew Berry is paying $5 million a year, who's experienced and good at the pass rush, who's not injured, to put in KT, who probably makes half as much or veteran minimum salary, who's thirsty to make the team, who's willing to probably sell out to try to make the team like the Goon Squad did. Absolutely not. swapping one racist for another one. People will say anything to get back in. Like Randy Moss said, we're moving backwards. Now, I'm not God, obviously, so I'm going to leave that to God's will. But if you ask me my opinion, it's the same as this guy right here who writes for USA Today. Absolutely not. If you gave a damn and you respected the talent on the field, you would not be racist against Black people. You had to be kicked out after a congressional hearing. No. And the NFL investigated and didn't do nothing until it got to Congress. No. The NFL needs to rid itself of this damn racism. It makes it even hard to watch and root for the NFL. It makes it seem like the players are the only ones getting played if you Black. Pit against each other. Jerry Jeudy. The white players selling out the Black quarterbacks. It ain't just Shedeur. Look at how many times Cam been sacked. That could upend his health. Reduce the quality of life for him going forward. They don't care. Because we didn't want you anyway. We just had to get you to not appear racist. So what is John Gruden doing to not appear racist? Hell no. At a time when we disrespected 16 to 17 Black quarterbacks, look at how disgusting they were to Shedeur in the draft, because he would have been number 17 to Cleveland. And look at how disgusting Cleveland has treated him. And what they worried about is Shedeur Sanders fans coming to the game. Don't worry about that. Because if you gave a damn about Shedeur Sanders and all his fans, you would have been hospitable from week one. And not when the tickets are $7. You will not exploit us. We will support Shedeur in whatever his decision is. But I do not support the decision of pushing out one racist who made this young man's rookie season a living hell. Extremely difficult. Because he survived it doesn't mean it didn't take a toll on him. You just don't see it from the outside. And it was absolutely unnecessary. And it happened because he's Black. So I am not in favor of swapping out one racist in Kevin Stefanski for another who was kicked out the league because of racism in John Gruden. Absolutely not. What's making the NFL the no fun league this year? All this damn racism. And it's headed its way to college football. Thank God for HBCU football. So no, absolutely not. All right, so let's get into the clip that I put together.
Yeah, you gonna pimp. You gonna
did some excellent filming as usual, but there's a lot more to see. I don't like to lift, I just take out the important parts and edit it. And the audio doesn't line up. It's intentional because I'm not trying to, I respect Buddy, so I'm not trying to exploit him either. I'm using this for reaction, to celebrate, and also, to bring awareness and talk about, some of the things that took place in Cleveland and how they rolled out the red carpet for Coach Prime. Now, I will tell you this. Coach Prime out here looking like Frank Lucas, they say. Return of the Mac, they say. I was in here singing a song. No one on the corner has swagger like us, swagger like us, swagger like us. No one on the corner has swagger like us, swagger like us, swagger like us. That's what came to mind for me. Everybody's going to be something different. Coach Prime out here looking like a G, getting out of a Rolls Royce. Some people say this is a meat coat. I don't know what it is. I know it's beautiful. And Coach Prime looks good. He doesn't look like what he's been through. And that's God. Shout out to Coach Prime. Shedeur don't look like what he's been through either. God has his hand on both of them. And I will tell you this. I could get used to seeing Coach Prime in the Cleveland Browns facility. And I know they need a head coach. And if CU want to play and be ungrateful, I'm just saying, pop your collar. Come on over to Brook Park, because that's where they're moving to, right? I could get used to seeing Coach Prime around there. So let's take a look at this video that I put together from Bucky's footage.
Yeah, you gonna pimp. You gonna stunt. That him.
To text me when he gets here. That's perfect.
Welcome.
Sean, how are you doing? I'm Maddie. I work with the Berea team logistics and team travel. Yeah.
How you doing? I'm great.
So what's the day like with family?
Yeah. So the little kid, y'all gonna have to go watch it. Obviously, I compacted it. The little kid wanted to take a photo with Coach Prime. It's family day. So apparently every Saturday or some Saturdays, it's family day. And it makes sense, right? Because the players were all Cleveland, posted them getting ready, I guess, to go to the hotel or something because they was all dressed up. So whatever they do on Saturdays, the family comes in earlier and then they leave and go stay at the hotel. And then they, they got a report and everything like that. And then the game is tomorrow. Yes, it's true. The tickets were $7, but people might pop up. Everybody's excited about this game. But I feel like they rolled out the red carpet for Coach Prime. The lady came out to meet him. Maddie, I don't know what she said. She did something. I thought she said she assists with some kind of travel, maybe the team travel, but she came out to greet him and shake his hand. And then somebody else received him when he came in and was walking him through. So let's just take a look.
I ain't gonna lie, he still got it. He do. Boy, you just talk so smooth. That's with the rollie though. No. That put up with me?
That's the part right there.
Yeah. See, you know what I mean? He already seen a lot in life. I just.
Yeah, the word mix. I gotta talk to you though.
That's how my hair gonna be.
It's not who you gonna be.
Yeah, it is.
That's your boy.
So, okay. Understand this. There was a part of the clip that I got. I didn't know I had actually had that part. Coach Prime was talking to Shedeur. I'm just gonna turn it off. Coach and was talking to Shedeur about his hair. And I don't know what he was trying to tell him to change it. And Coach Prime said, that's not who you're gonna be. Well, Shedeur said, I'm gonna wear it like that. Coach Prime said, that's not who you're gonna be. You know what Shedeur said? Yes, it is. I'm like, this young man has been through the fire as an adult. In an adulting situation with his first real professional job outside of college. In the football world, the dream he always had. And like he said, it has been extremely difficult. And we have watched him transcend the racism taking place there by his own head coach, right? And the owner, just like Jeff Fisher was allowed to break down Vince Young. That's what Stefanski's job was, to break down Shedeur Sanders, because we don't want you. We don't value you. We didn't pick you. It's the same scenario. But unlike Vince Young, who really struggled with that because of his upbringing, Shedeur so far has made it through the other side. We believe he has transcended into a veteran, right? The Hungry Dogs. Everybody's talking about the Hungry Dogs now because he chose to be a leader and step up. Coach Prime, as you can see right here, was marveling, saying, my son, this is my son. This image of Shedeur is beautiful. And it's interesting to see how Cleveland is rolling out the red carpet and showing Shedeur love finally because he didn't tap out. And it should have never been that type of situation. Some people thought it was a ritual. No, it was racial discrimination. And Shedeur overcame something most people twice his years would have struggled with in the workplace. Understand, this was workplace racial discrimination because we didn't want you. We don't value you. Somebody else hired you. That's exactly what it was. So it was nice to see Coach Prime in Berea again. I like seeing him walk through the Cleveland Browns facility. He looked clean, looking like Frank Lucas, looking good, looking like $1 million, right? Everybody gonna be talking about this. See, that's one of the things that the Sanders bring to the table. People gonna talk, right? People will talk. They want to be next to them. People wanted autographs. And Joku said, if somebody wants your autograph, the kid wanted a photo lining up with Coach Prime. And then for Coach Prime, you know, and he and Shedeur to have a family moment, father to son, and the son standing up to the dad and saying, yeah, I'm wearing my hair like this. It just shows you, you know, Shedeur's his own man. And then for Coach Prime to marvel seeing his baby, you know, one of his babies. I think he's the youngest son, right? Yeah. To see his youngest son, when all his sons have played football, to see Shedeur right here, appreciated, magnified, featured by the Cleveland Browns is huge. So people are asking, there was a clip, I guess I didn't get it. I saw when Coach Prime came into the football facility onto the field, Stefanski went and greeted Coach Prime, shook his hand like a grown man, and touched him like familiarity. But let's see if you're going to have the cojones to set this kid up in front of his dad tomorrow and millions that will be watching. Because if so, you a snake. That's what that is. So, again, hell no on Gruden and fire Kevin Stefanski, because no amount of skinning and grinning and touching on a person or saying I'm a fan is going to excuse the fact that you chose to be racist until the pressure made you change your behavior, but not your heart. So no. And it's still fire Kevin Stefanski for me. All right. So let me see what y'all are saying about this. Y'all been hitting me up, so I'm gonna give y'all some opportunity to get on in here and hear what y'all saying. It said Coach Prime got time today. He's not playing no games at all. He looking sharp. I'm like, ooh, Coach Prime, you out here looking sharp. I'm like, man, you coming in here like you own the place, like he owned one of the teams, and he coming to visit the other owner. And when I saw Stefanski, I was like, is that Stefanski? Going over to Coach Prime, he was smiling like a real, I'm happy to see you person. I'm like, wow. So either you big time fake and bait, or you intimidated. It's one of the two. Because you can be intimidated by a person's presence. I'm saying this, we might call him Coach Prime. This is Deion Sanders. When you say it like that, understand it hit different. See, Coach Prime is the coach at Colorado of a program that he turned around and is struggling. But Deion Sanders ain't gonna never struggle. And nothing that he does. You understand that? Nothing that he does that he can control the outcome, he not gonna struggle. And that's why I think Stefanski was smiling, skinning and grinning. So, yep, you right about that, Lee. Coach Prime got time today, looking like $1 million. Talk about respect. And when they said it was family day, I was like, do they treat other people family like this? Because I don't think so. I saw somebody in the hallway with their kids. I'm like, I don't think they rolled out the red carpet like that. Hey, how you doing, Bridget? It said, what's up, chat? What's up? What's up? It said, greetings from Flowery Branch. How's everybody doing? Hey, Gracie, welcome back. Welcome back. Stefanski had to feel the greatness. He did, didn't he? Stefanski went up to Coach Prime. I'm like, is that Stefanski? I'm like, because Shedeur was in the way, but I could see. I said, uh-oh. And Stefanski was smiling like he really was. It's nice to meet you. We're going to see. We're going to see how he do tomorrow. We're going to see. Because as of right now, people are pointing out all the good players on defense are being set down. They said if Myles Garrett wasn't trying to break the record, he would also be out the game. But, maybe they trying to let him get all the opportunities. I don't know. I heard Denzel Ward is supposed to be out. And on offense, y'all know what time it is. Jerry Jeudy came in with a hoodie on that looked quite interesting to me, that said something about being strung out on something. And people said, that's the right hoodie for you because that's how you play, like you own something. And I thought about those robbers and that hoodie that they had on, and I was like, that kind of do look familiar, but you never know about these things. Then again, he could be dumb enough to be trying to tell you something. So y'all take a look at what Jerry Jeudy wearing and let me know if it looked familiar. On a separate note, Shedeur was glad to have his dad there, but Shedeur is his own man. He been through the fire alone in the workplace. Of course, I got my family support. As you can see, when they talked for Thanksgiving, they didn't even know why he just wanted to win. So he been through the fire mostly alone in the workplace. First real job outside of college. And this is how you're treated, and this being your lifelong dream. And when you see your head coach that's sabotaging you still, walking up to your dad like a fanboy, you just like, oh Lord, he fake, right? So Shedeur is that guy. He's a nice young man. He's his own young man, and people need to respect him as such over there in Cleveland. Hey, Valerie, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, Destiny, how you doing? It said, grand evening, what she said at Chat Family. It said, it was good seeing Coach Prime up there with his son. He had that great coat. Yes, it was his swagger. Nothing like a father's love. Black power. Facts. And how people talk about, they don't really like that, right? But you see, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Deny a man the opportunity to come see his kid? No. But they did all the right things. I don't know if they knew he was coming or not, But when they put out that image that you see, I think I posted it in the community. It was beautiful. It's gorgeous. It is. And for Coach Pride would be like, my son, as a parent, to see your kids celebrated, it's a good feeling. And this is without all of the mistreatment Shedeur suffered. So imagine him coming through the fire and he end up on the wall being celebrated. And maybe that's what they never wanted to be able to be forced into. Celebrating Shedeur. You never know. You never know. It said we could not stomach John Gruden. Right. Like, absolutely not. And all of the people, and you got to watch people when they be talking. Yeah, he likes Shedeur. I don't give a damn. He'll like anybody to get back in. Hell, about a month ago, he was headed to college. Now he on the arena and people trying to make it seem acceptable along with who? Richie Incognito. And I'm like, I don't give a damn if they have good things to say about Shedeur. Have their hearts changed? Or are you performative like Haslam, who went out there with them kids with that 12 on and proceed to allow Stefanski to continue to sabotage Shedeur? Miss me with the performances. Because has your heart changed? And you know what? Maybe it has. But Shedeur is not who you need to latch on to because he's one of the most Googled athletes in the world for 2025. Absolutely not. Because he's the one that everybody like. And if I like him, they'll let me back in. No, don't come back this way after you got kicked out. After disrespecting us. You made fun of black people's features. Shedeur is black. So no. And he already had to deal over here with Stefanski and his racism. No. What's wrong with Brian Flores? Y'all stole his job. Give him the job. And that young man that was sitting up there calling out the game, I forgot his name. He played for Cleveland, the young white man. Make him the offensive coordinator and make Brian Flores the coach. Stop suggesting the Callahans and the Grudens and the Stefanskis. We see straight through that. And understand that Cleveland is not the only team whose tickets can be $7 when people catch on to the racism. Atlanta's tickets were $300 in the same areas that Cleveland's was $7. Understand, the virus can spread. It's just people don't know because they don't look at the league holistically. They haven't caught on. But just like Target, we can raise their awareness. So no, get somebody that's not racist. How about you get somebody that you were already racist against and Brian Flores and make him the head coach? Where we feel like we can trust him to develop Shedeur and let him play football. Then put on the handcuffs and smile in his face and stab him in his back. No. Stop recycling these racist coaches to keep a racist culture because you're going to run people off from the NFL, and then you're going to want to do like Gruden, come back and I like you now. No. Did Netflix just buy Warner Brothers and HBO, and they used to be giants and behemoths, and at some point nobody ever thought it was possible, and here we are. It's possible if people want to put their mind to it, but that's not the route they want to go. They want to be able to enjoy the sport. But the racism is killing the NFL right now. And they know it. That's why they're running over here to black women to advertise to us. But understand, we will not feel like you are celebrating us because you want us to sing in our dollars while you destroy black excellence on the field as the quarterback. Hell no. We bring black men into this world overwhelmingly. You already didn't want Shedeur to be attached to his father and have a relationship with his father. Now you don't want black women to care about black men. It ain't gonna never work like that. It will never work like that overall. Absolutely not. No matter how hard you try, these are our sons. These are our nephews. These are our fathers. These are our cousins. These are our neighbors. These are our classmates. And y'all don't understand that. So no, absolutely not. Gruden is a hard pass. And fire Stefanski before it's fire Haslam. All that pretending. All love. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? The Mile Map. How you doing? Hey Queen. Hey Niceville. How you doing? Jackson football. Always good football. Yeah. And I think they got surprised today. And I was shocked. I was shocked that Coach T.C. Taylor they weren't that aggressive. I was really, and I don't know if it had something to do with they lost their starting quarterback, but people were asking after the game if number 11 should be the starting quarterback going forward. And I think if you don't, he gonna be on somebody else's team. And don't be surprised if it's Syracuse or Colorado or something like that. Hell, these schools are coming up with these black coaches. Kennesaw State, it's not an HBCU, but people think it is. It's right outside of Atlanta. Large black population. They have a black head coach. Hell, they just won Conference USA. Facts. And I think they was fairly new to Conference USA. And or the coach was new to the team. I think the coach was new to the team. They won their conference. So these black coaches are still making inroads despite how CU is treating Colorado or Coach Prime all of a sudden. So yes, I for one was happy to see Coach Prime in the Cleveland Browns facility. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if CU want to keep tripping, I said come on over to the NFL and put the band back together. Because Coach Prime times Shedeur Sanders, that's a win-win right there. That's a win-win. And hell, go get Travis. They don't appreciate him over there either. Put the band back together. I saw Jimmy in Coach Prime's office. I didn't know when that was, but it was nice to see, right? So, I like it. I said I felt like it would happen down the line, right? And then we see the Vegas owner being hospitable to Coach Prime. Now we see Cleveland being hospitable to Coach Prime. But that game plan tomorrow, the plays that they call and the players they put on the field to protect the quarterback will tell you if it was all performative. Coach Jackson made the bully scared. Yep, Coach Tremaine Jackson is aggressive in his play. It was bold to bring 70 players with you. Remember how Coach Prime brought all those players with him? So that same kind of mentality. And, for him to have challenged for Coach Tremaine Jackson to be new to Prairie View and to have challenged Coach Prime to a spring game, I say, let's go for it. And then, Syracuse, they call themselves the franchise. They working on their branding. They referring to themselves as the franchise now. They got their well-off media type marketing in place. I ain't mad because that's the blueprint that Bucky laid. The Prime effect is the blueprint Coach Prime laid. And being legendary is what Shedeur, and being generational is Travis. So that's what everybody wants to aspire to. So let's see you keep disrespecting Coach Prime. We'll have somewhere else to go. And it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all if somebody buys out his contract. Because I feel like that's how they got rid of Mel Tucker at Colorado. I think he may have quit so they didn't have to pay him because somebody was dangling a carrot over at Michigan State. And look what happened when he got there. He got set up. So now we seeing the Vegas Raiders be hospitable. Now we're seeing Cleveland roll out the red carpet on Family Day for Coach Prime. And what did Chesney say? The best case scenario is that he would just quit. And didn't I say my theory is that they went and got Coach Prime after he flipped Travis, so Coach Prime can bring Travis back to a PWI that he flipped him from? So it could very well be a plot to have Coach Prime to quit. Colorado don't owe him a dime. He go to the NFL and they stab him in his back one more time. A revolving door, luring you from one place to the other. Slowly people approaching you and being nice to you where previously they were not. I'm just saying, you always got to be cautiously optimistic after people show you who they are. Coach Prime. All right. It said, hey y'all. It said, I'm sad, of course. Why is that? Why you sad? Let us know. It said, baby, they have Shedeur picture hanging up beautifully, right? Nice, Phil. I'm like, oh, this looks nice. I don't know if they knew Coach Prime was coming or the ticket sales was low, but I question their motives. How long has he been the starter? What? He won the Raiders game. Maybe it's been up since then and we just didn't know. It said, I don't know how true it is, but changes are coming to the coaching staff. More than one channel has reported it. Yeah, it's speculation that Stefanski will be fired after the season, but that's not good enough for me. Because leaving Stefanski in place to sabotage Shedeur further is not giving a damn about Shedeur and trying to win. It's actually accomplishing your goal of losing with Shedeur, downgrading his trade value, and trading him somewhere as less than a QB1. You got to look for the play because it's there. It also is being speculated that they're putting out that NFL executives believe that Dylan or Shedeur will be traded. Dylan already finished playing. What the hell is his draft stock trade value? Honestly, what's his trade value? He came in as a 3 and proved he's an undrafted free agent. But Shedeur is the one that they're working on. Whether Kevin Stefanski keeps Shedeur in handcuffs or let him play ball, but every move that's being made is to weaken the defense and weaken the offensive line. And y'all know Jerry Jeudy out there. And possibly Cedric Tillman and maybe Jerome Ford. It's smiling in your face and stabbing you in the back. It's just the NFL draft all over again. Got to be a little cautious. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome, 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 Aurora. We hope you enjoyed the first members live stream. And shout out to y'all. YouTube sent a message. You know, y'all have really created something special over there, a community of members. That's what I'm talking about. We done hit a milestone. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. When YouTube starts sending messages, hey, when they start sending messages, noticing that we have put together something special, that's huge. So shout out to y'all. So let's see. Amber says, we need our QB, but his name is Jared Lockhart. Okay, that's his name, Jared Lockhart. Yeah, you need your QB, but they better take care of him. I'm going to tell you like that. Lockhart is a freshman, and he got an arm on him. Now, they were talking about Andrew Body, who I already said was good at Alabama State. Look for them two to play. Unless Body's coming out this year. I don't know his classification. No, I think they both might be freshmen. I got to check. But they made the season fun, right? These talented Black quarterbacks. And I heard somebody say, well, if the NFL doesn't believe in them, they'll likely go to Canada. I can't wait for another lane to open up. So it says, come through in Cleveland, Coach Prime. Superfly. Yep. He looked good. It said, yes, we will win South Carolina State Bulldogs. Okay. All right. South Carolina State won. Fan base, they ain't playing, bro. They roll strong. They show up. They not playing. I remember that first Celebration Bowl, which is funny because I didn't even live in Atlanta yet. That actually steered my decision, and it's just crazy how that happened. I end up living right across from the Airbnb I stayed in. I stayed in a tower near downtown, and when I realized where I was moving to, when I moved downtown, I said, that's the building I stayed in for the Celebration Bowl. That was crazy. And yeah, South Carolina State, they were deep. And I still have footage of that. If I still can access it and it still works, I'll make sure to share it. But I'm gonna be excited because Coach Tremaine Jackson, it just might pull this off. He just might pull it off. And they say he's a good coach. So we shall see. It said, yes, I'm the same, 22. Oh, okay, 22. Coach Prime probably happy the season is over. Now he can visit his son and watch his son's back now. The rumor is Stefanski is about to get fired, maybe Monday, especially if they lose. Well, from what I can see, everything is being put in place for him to lose. So I don't like that because, Shedeur can win, right? So to have this kid out here and waste his talent, to have Cam wasted his talent, to have two Black quarterbacks and you making one or both of them look like trash. No, I'm not with that. If they really wanted Stefanski gone and it was for the betterment of the team, they would have fired him after Callahan and before Daboll. This way, you're letting him finish the season with his sabotage in place. That does not make any sense. And by the way, no corporations tells people out loud, we're going to fire you, because you risk them damaging property and stealing assets and secrets. So who does that? Nobody. So I ain't buying none of it. None of it. Because leaving him in place is foolish. Haslam does not get a pass. It said the pageantry will be off the chain. Facts. It said Prairie View is my sister and daughter's alma mater. Okay. That's also my alma mater as well, by the way. So don't be surprised if y'all see some purple and gold pop up in the store. I already been thinking about how I want to do it. Because Prairie View is a city in Texas, right? So look for that. And don't be surprised if y'all see some Jackson State Tigers type stuff with the number 2 and the legacy collection we have, because I've been working on that too. So stay tuned. It said the way they've been treating Shedeur and the Browns have the nerve to have a big photo of him on the wall. Dion saying, that's my son. Right. And see, that's what I mean. How long this photo been up here? Because they just shared it a few days ago. So I don't know if remember when Coach Prime was in Vegas, they won, right? And they were still, did they have the handcuffs on him? I got to go back and look at that game. I think we said he could have had another touchdown or something like that. But the most egregious, in my opinion, was the Ravens game, as well as last week, the 49ers. But see, they rolling out the red carpet for Coach Prime. They featuring Shedeur with the city, like he has a future there. You don't do all that for somebody you trying to boot out. And you've been treating him like he not your franchise QB, but he is. And somebody in the comments said it when I was going through the comments before I went live. They said Shedeur is the franchise QB, because I asked the question. They said, but the Cleveland Browns just don't know it yet. I said, they know. They just don't want it to be him. Well, we didn't want it to be somebody black. We didn't want to put somebody black on the wall. We didn't want to put somebody black with the city like you're going to be here. They had flags around their current stadium of Deshaun Watson. But look at what they did to him. So all of this is just pomp and circumstance. It's just optics. So we don't appear what? Pay attention to the game tomorrow. And when you get pissed off, that's Stefanski is sabotaging Shedeur, because if that's what he planning to do, unless he gonna go home tonight and change the game plan. Anytime you bench your starter and you brought in a veteran for depth who is good at the pass rush to protect the quarterback, and he not injured, and you leave him on the bench and go get the lesser paid, lesser skilled guy that you can manipulate because of the power imbalance, because he want to make the team, and he not good at the pass rush on the right tackle. Sabotage. And I said, why is nobody asking Stefanski, why you not using Cornelius Lucas? The media don't even want to ask the right questions for Stefanski accountable. So all of the talk about him getting fired next year is just some BS, because you're taking Shedeur down now, and don't be surprised if he's the one that's gone, and you look back at this moment and be like, damn, they did all of that. Yep. Julian Johnson Law. Black people underestimate Jim Crow and how long they willing to go and how extreme they willing to be. Maybe because I'm from the South. It said Coach Prime pop up in Cleveland, Harlem Nights. Eddie, that is like Harlem Nights. Eddie, when he played Richard Pryor and Della Reese. Facts. I didn't even think about that. It said Coach Prime time Meek out. Rest in peace, Della Reese and Richard. Yup, that's facts. Yup, that's what they are. It said that's what they are. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It said Coach Antonio Pierce is my guy. Hell, I take Pierce, but he be talking wayward sometimes. But I want somebody who's I honestly, I mean, you got a guy that's suing you in court right now. You took his job and tried to pay him to lose. And when he said no, him and a couple of other black coaches are suing the NFL and the teams included are the Miami Dolphins and, of course, the Denver Broncos and somebody else. Brian Flores needs to be the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns after the disgusting racial discrimination against Shedeur Sanders. So there's two things you can make right. And then you need to go get whatever that guy's name was on and it wasn't John Gruden, and it was not Richie Incognito. It was the other guy who played for Cleveland. And he was talking about the game, and everybody was like, y'all need to have him back more often. Cody Kessler, that's his name. See how I just get him as the offensive coordinator or the quarterback's coach. But Tommy Reese is compromised. The whole damn O-line, from what I could see, Batonio, Ethan Posey, Jack Conklin, compromised. 72 inexperienced, not the best, but that's who Stefanski want to roll with. Tevin Jenkins, not the best, but that's who Kevin Stefanski want to roll with. And with this picture on the wall, maybe they were jealous. And how long this been up here before Dylan's little girlfriend got in her feelings? All she did was tell y'all that they were plotting against Shedeur, that they've been talking about Shedeur, with Shedeur being a franchise quarterback. If he was white, they wouldn't have done that. They would have celebrated him. So how long this picture been on the wall? Because once they put this picture up, that's a message from corporate. Respect the direction of the program with Shedeur Sanders as QB1 or get the hell on. That's the message. That's the message. The photo of Shedeur in Cleveland, surrounded by Cleveland. That's what it sends. Even if Haslam didn't come out there and say it, that's the direction we going. And I understand corporations really well. When you don't get on with what they want to do, like Callahan, who thought his job was safe because he white, you gonna get fired too. So yes, Stefanski probably gonna get fired, but it's very cowardly to leave Stefanski in place to sabotage Shedeur with his daddy there. Having him surrounded by the city, talking about people gonna be traded, weakening the defense, putting out the wrong people on offense. That's cowardly and that's traitorous. So I don't trust none of them. So I have a wait and see approach. Of course, I'm excited about the watch party that we're having tomorrow at 1:00. But I have a wait and see approach on all of the optics being put forth and all of the narratives being pushed. People are pushing John Gruden with the sentence that he respects Shedeur, so black people will be okay. I'm not stupid. No. Your talking points have changed, but we have seen no evidence that your heart has changed. So no. And it's still fire Stefanski. But I think the way things are being handled, I think it's cowardly. I think Haslam is trying to distance himself and make it seem like if we put out the talking points, Stefanski gonna be fired, that it'll be enough to bring people back. No, because Callahan was already fired. There's no reason that you cannot fire Stefanski if you're gonna fire him in 5 more games or 4 more games. There's no reason for that. You're leaving him there intentionally to try to destroy Shedeur's trade value. Dylan is already finished playing. Next up is unmovable. Deshaun Watson. I'm like, what you mean he's unmovable? They saying they can't trade him. So he's stuck there. So you're going to have Shedeur and Deshaun, and you're going to trade Dylan? So you're going to stack 2 black quarterbacks together, 2 more black quarterbacks together, and you're going to make and pit Deshaun against Shedeur. The play is already there. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Fire Stefanski. Hell no on Gruden. And I see you, Haslam. I see what you're doing. You ain't fooling nobody. Stop hiding. We know what you're doing. Already coming out is saying that Deshaun is unmovable and surrounding Cleveland with Shedeur by the city. So they 2 black quarterbacks could be stacked up over there. Like that was the plan when they were going to draft him. But they got him for cheap. I see what time it is. I see what time it is. So understand, take a wait and see approach on this. Believe me, take a wait and see approach. Let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope I'm wrong. Now, I see what Haslam doing. I see it. I see the play. It said, I'm not either. It said people are welcoming Gruden in Cleveland. Hell no. They just want to slide in another. See, here's the thing, right? They're pissed because, understand this. I've been looking into, and shout out to Tina for sending me the hierarchy and the structure of NFL teams where who's the boss. So I looked up Cleveland specifically. And again, Haslam, I see you. Haslam is the boss. He put Harvard-educated Andrew Berry, the GM, typically in a lot of franchises, is the boss. He made them equal with different duties, and they report to him separately. So like I said, he been playing both of them, having Stefanski to get Dillon, while Andrew Berry used his melanin to lure in Shedeur, playing both sides against the middle, against each other. That's messy. And that's how he keeps control, and that's how keeping Stefanski around, whose races can make the most skilled positions white. But guess what? Andrew Berry is Harvard educated, is supposed to be making the decisions. Who did I say brought in Cornelius Lucas? Andrew Berry. And you see Kevin Stefanski is bypassing Cornelius Lucas, who could help the team, because that's why Andrew Berry brought him in. So that right there, that little structure is why this team is trash, because Haslam is just puppeteering. And he's really aligning with Stefanski and the clan-like behavior. But I'm using Andrew Berry's melanin, and I'm being the Harvard graduate every time. Every time. I told y'all, I said, Andrew Berry don't have no power. So now that you understand the structure with Haslam and Berry, you really think Andrew Berry could give Deshaun $230 million? Hell no. You really think with Stefanski getting Dillon that Andrew Berry could go and expend 2 draft picks to get Shedeur after the Browns drafted 2 white players at the 1 and the 2? Hell no. They use Andrew Berry to blame. They let him take the blame. They sent him out to devalue players. I was surprised he could pay KT Leviston the way he did. Cornelius Lucas. I was shocked. But you see, Stefanski, like, I ain't using him. And Stefanski has the same attitude about Andrew Berry, saying, well, Shedeur will outproduce his draft stock. Stefanski, I don't know where the hell that's going to be at. And you see how hard the road is. And I said, what? It's crazy how Andrew Berry keep popping up for Shedeur after we don't see him. And this is why you don't see him. He don't have no power. He's a Muppet with melanin to do the devaluing of the black players so they don't appear what? He's the Harvard educated black man that they get to reduce to Kevin Stefanski's level because he ain't Harvard educated. He a Nepo baby. Andrew Berry worked for what he has. And they using him as a scapegoat and to appear that he's not racist. Meanwhile, Haslam running over here to Stefanski. He probably the reason they got these talking points about Gruden going from racist to racist. It's fire Haslam. And don't be fooled by the kindness towards Coach Prime. Take a wait and see approach how this game go. Because we know Vegas already picked the Browns to win. Hey, what she said, sports. And don't forget, in the draft, hell, they wanted Coach Prime and them to be in Green Bay while they embarrassed them on camera. So understand, this ain't no different. So you can't be out here thinking everything, When I say they rolled out the red carpet, I said that's different. That's different. I'm happy because Coach Prime looked good. I'm happy because he himself unapologetically. I'm happy because he up there with Shedeur. Because I was wondering, I wonder if now that Colorado's done for the season, is he going to go ahead and go start going to the games? I'm happy that he's there, Bucky there, Florida there. I'm glad the family's up there. Shiloh somewhere. Miss Pilar, I'm glad they all up there. I'm waiting on Snow. I want to see the whole family, and I want Shiloh to film it. Deion's Family Playbook 2.50, or however you want to see it. Take a wait and see approach, guys. And hell no on Gruden Gruden and fired Stefanski. It said, we have not forgotten about what he said. Right. You making fun of black people's features. You ain't going to change your mind on that. It said, I swear the Browns have a toxic relationships. Right. They stay messy. It's the way they intentionally structured the organization this way. That's why when I was looking at the people that were in the building, I'm trying to see how many of them are black. Because how can y'all work around here? Let's talk about WAGs for a minute. This might be a deviation, but let me get to it. So, I'm on TikTok, right? And I'm not over there all the time, right? I'm around different platforms, and this is not about WAGs per se. This is about the trend of wives and girlfriends of the NFL with their platforms. And, you got Dylan Little Girlfriend. I saw Leanna pop up yesterday with some facial products and all of this kind of stuff, right? And, I said this. I said, it's some women out here like this one chick. I don't know who her man is, but they've been together since high school. And she talks about how great he is, right? Then you have Janiyah, right? Her and LaJonte, they're a couple, when they're always together. You can see, she not trying to get all of these endorsements. People told her she need to get a business and she's good at it, right? So she not trying to, it's not like she called her business LaJonte Westler's Customs. She called it Modesty Customs because, she needs something to do while he doing what he does, right? You got to have your own life. And this one chick, she was famous herself and she had her own clout before she got with her guy. And again, don't know who he is. And she said, some of these women just want their whole totality to be #WAGs, right? And they don't know how to carry themselves like Dylan Little Girlfriend, right? And I said, you know what I'm seeing, just sitting back looking at this? You got the women that's in love with the men and they taking care of whatever they got going on in the house. And some of them don't even have kids. They got their own careers. They going to medical school, whatever, right? And then, you got the girl over here that's famous and she get with a guy that's famous. And she's like me. She's seeing how some of these girls just really with these dudes for clout. In the moment that they feel like they might possibly lose their position, whether he's smiling at somebody else or because he's sorry, they wig out publicly. See those right there? They not with you because they love you. They with you for the get ready with me. They with you for the trips. They with you so they can build up their own clout. That's what I'm seeing with a lot of these WAGs. It don't matter if they black, Asian, white, Hispanic, Filipino. It don't matter. It don't matter. That's just what it is. And we're being inundated with WAG content. And my question is, so hold on for a second. All y'all dating these black athletes and we out here talking about how these black athletes being mistreated every goddamn day. But you want to push some facial products or do your little get ready with me. How do y'all not get together and help y'all men stand up for themselves at work? Or is it that you just want the clout? Because here's the end of the day. You gonna have to deal with his AZZ when he come home after being discriminated against all day. And smiling on the camera for us. We ain't buying it. Because we see the toxicity running through Cleveland. So any WAG from Cleveland that want to get on and act like they okay, ain't no way. That place is toxic from the top to the bottom. So spare us. Spare us. And instead, if you with a black guy, like a lot of them are, and some of them white, some of them Asian, some of them this, why y'all not standing up for your man and how he being treated at work? Why have to be the fans when you the next level of defense after your man? How can fans be on task and standing up and the WAGs just want to smile and say cheese? What the hell is up with that? Is that your only purpose? Or do you not give a damn about how he's being treated at work? You give a damn about the facial products and to get ready with me. Let me know your thoughts. So it said Gruden called the NFL's Players Association president a very uncomplimentary name. Right. And that's why I said he making fun of black people's features. No, Nope. Absolutely not. Yes, I'm with you about the racist John Gruden. It said he just trying to use Shedeur to get a job. Thank you. Cleveland needs to get Antonio Pierce, Mike Tomlin, but defense coach probably be the best head coach. Well, then that's the case. I want to throw in Brian Flores's hat, but then again, I don't want him to drop the lawsuit, so maybe don't worry about him right now. Maybe the ones I like Mike Tomlin, because I'm sick of Pittsburgh. I'm sick of Pittsburgh because this man has never had a losing season. They bypassed Shedeur and they wanted to get Aaron Rodgers, but they mad at Mike Tomlin because Lamar Jackson, despite the fact that the Baltimore Ravens keep trying to take him down, is now in second place behind Lamar. Who's gonna keep fighting? Who's gonna keep fighting? That's why he's a GOAT. So, yeah, maybe Mike Tomlin. I'll take Mike Tomlin. He deserved better anyway. But the question is, I doubt that happened. I really do. I think Haslam gonna have to be on the verge of losing his team and the tickets be 45 cents before he hire another black coach. Don't forget, Hugh Jackson was already there. And while he was there, he said they were offering him money to lose games and that Deshaun Kaiser was allowed to go 0-17 or 0-15. 15 weeks in a row. So it said, I agree with you. Gruden is not the answer. That was low-key disrespectful about Shedeur's game last week. One of the analysts even called him out for deliberately misleading how Shedeur played. Right, I ain't trusting these people. Like, why he ain't standing up for Shedeur? Like 22 said, he just trying to get back in. And of course, I want to get back in with the player that the people love. That's Shedeur. And that's why I said, oh God, let Shedeur go through this, because he gonna elevate. And when he do, he need to know who to leave on red, who to block, and who calls to herself. Because there's been a whole lot of faking and shaking going on out here. A lot of people have been exposed. It says, swap one racist for another ain't the answer, Browns. Thank you. And for people to be wanting to throw Shedeur in it, just like that whole thing with Josina Anderson and something about somebody said her sister that don't exist, or that wasn't her sister did. Why y'all keep putting Shedeur in that? Because they want to exploit Shedeur so people will look at the post. I'm like, y'all just latching yourself on to Shedeur and y'all stabbing him in the back at the same time. It's so disgusting. So disgusting. After hearing reports Stefanski has been wanting to meet with Prime for dinner, he got to see him today. Something has changed. Prime took over the building today. He definitely took over the building. And Stefanski was happy to see him. And I don't know, maybe they're going to go to dinner. I don't know. But I don't care about none of that. Because you saw how the NFL had Coach Prime on that stage up there with Bill Belichick. You saw how they made him the scapegoat for why they stabbed Shedeur in the back, defamed him, discriminated against him, robbed him of $40 million, and blamed his daddy. So I don't trust nobody. Because they just now starting to be nice. And why is that? You have to question it. You have to question it. Look how they treated Coach Prime and the program. Why wasn't he in a suite on Cleveland's side in Las Vegas? You don't think that's strange? So it said Gruden was in with former owner of the Commanders. Oh, hell no. So definitely not. Snyder or something like that? Yeah, I read about that. Let me tell you something. The Browns fans who let them tickets go to $7, what to do, because all it takes is for public pressure in an empty stadium consistently, and he gonna be forced to sell that team. You ain't even gonna have to boycott Bud Light in Huntington Bank, but it's a bonus if you do. So maybe when you go to the stadium, if you go for $7, keep walking. And when you need to put your money somewhere, drive by the bank. Go somewhere else. Because for them to now want to put up Shedeur's picture as the media's narrative, I heard the dudes on 92.3 and they had 2 black guys on there today. I was like, oh Lord Jesus, what the hell is going on? I said, is that 2 black guys up there? Yep. But before the 2 black guys appeared, the 2 guys that's always there, I think the Shedeur Files did a piece on them too. I didn't get to have a chance to watch it, but I'm gonna go watch it after this. We might look at it tomorrow during the game. The two white guys that's always there, they were talking about the Shedeur Sanders fans not showing up, this, that, and the other. I said, hello, what you want us to come for? Because don't nobody want to come? I thought Browns fans weren't Shedeur Sanders fans. See, y'all didn't want to be welcome of the Shedeurians. Y'all hating on the aunties. The CU aunties they went to Cleveland. But y'all was hating on the aunties. I see your little posts talking about how the aunties are insufferable and all of this, that, and the other. But now you want us to pop out. You don't have no problem with the uncles. You just got a problem with the aunties. Because you have a problem with accountability. You don't want to be held accountable. You look at us different because you don't want us to have some say-so in how you mistreat Shedeur. And you out your rabbit mind if we think we gonna let you mistreat Shedeur and celebrate you and buy your jerseys. Hell no. Hell no. So yeah, it's 2 black hosts up there today. So I don't know what the hell is going on, but something is going on. But let's see how authentic it is tomorrow, because they lured both Coach Prime and Shedeur in during Super Bowl in New Orleans, which was in February. And in less than 30 days, stabbed them completely in the back, starting with the combine, where they began to defame Shedeur. And don't forget what Mel Kiper Jr. said. We don't want quarterbacks like Shedeur. And that came from the NFL, from an NFL insider. That wasn't about a team. That was the league. The same league that gave out his phone number to 2,000 people and lied and said it was the Falcons. That knew that little Ole Miss sweatshirt guy was not the defensive coordinator's son. And they covered it up because they knew it was associated with the New York Giants. And they still have the same GM. They should have fired Daboll and they should have fired the GM. But no, they want to protect them and go slow like they doing with Stefanski. And because people sick of Stefanski, you want to slide in Gruden, who want to name drop Shedeur. Okay, I'm going to say this again. Just because you think we're dumb does not mean we're dumb. We see exactly how you trying to latch on to Shedeur because you want black people to be okay with your previous racism. Absolutely not. We don't know that your heart has changed. It's trust with us. Just like Shedeur say, it's trust for him. That's black people, period. We got to trust you, especially in this orbit. We see you don't want 17 black starting quarterbacks because look at how you treated Shedeur. But now you want to put him up on a wall with a picture of the city when last week you set him up disgustingly like he was a criminal instead of the leader of the team. And you let Jerry Jeudy mistreat and undermine Shedeur's leadership, and you have not benched him yet. He shouldn't even be on the field. He shouldn't even be allowed to suit up with the team or be on the sideline. He should be suspended. And the same thing with the O-lineman. You allow the O-lineman to undermine Shedeur Sanders' leadership because he's black. You don't get a pass because you convinced Jerry Jeudy to be ignorant. You don't get a pass for that. It just shows you who Jerry Jeudy really is. And that ain't for us to care about because you paid him $41 million guaranteed. We didn't. So you stuck with him. Because if Deshaun is unmovable at $46 million, you stuck with Jerry Jeudy for 41. Because who gonna want him now? Who gonna want Dylan? You're gonna have to call in another favor to him. But I bet if the moratorium was lifted on Shedeur Sanders for real, there'd be a lot of teams wanting Shedeur to be their QB1, because one thing about it, Shedeur Sanders is franchise. So miss me with Gruden and fire Stefanski and this fire Haslam until he decide to stop hiring these racists. It said we need Deion Sanders calling the plays. I know that's right. That's what I'm like. You want to make it right? Hell, hire Coach Prime. Send Colorado. Tell Colorado, you know what? You ain't got to pay him. We got it. We got it. And give him his money guaranteed so y'all don't be playing no bait and switch like you did Shedeur. You put Coach Prime and Shedeur back together in Cleveland, shit, they gonna win. It said Prime had his gangster on in that Cleveland building looking like he had boss status. He did. And that's why I say that's Deion Sanders right there. That ain't Coach Prime. That's Deion Sanders. And I hate that I get the little part with the fancy, but I wasn't sure that was him, but I figured it out, but I had to hurry up and get ready. So I hate that I didn't really have that part. If you're just not joining us, I shared a clip that I put together from Bucky and Coach Prime and Shedeur's time in Cleveland, where Coach Prime came in looking like $1 million. No one on the corner had swagging like us. I was like, what? I mean, he was giving all of Frank Lucas. Like, you couldn't tell him that he ain't Deion Sanders. And he didn't let nothing that's going on shake him out his boots. He didn't act like he needed to like take a step back, like he was intimidated. No, he walked in there like he is Deion Sanders, Hall of Famer, best to ever do it. Because he is. Just because they tried to destroy him and his son doesn't mean you destroyed what he thinks of himself. You only exposed what you really are. And same things go for Stefanski. Yep. And I told y'all, I said, don't be surprised when an owner comes around, when you start seeing an owner come around Coach Prime. Don't be surprised. I never expected it to be Vegas. You know who I expected it to be? Jerry Jones. And you see he ain't come around yet. And you see they rolling out the red carpet in Cleveland. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. This game gonna tell you a lot. It said they want to replace the servant leader with a grand wizard. I know that's right. Like, excuse me? Hell no. And name dropping Shedeur, we not fine. No, there's too many other people out here who actually are good coaches. So no. And Tommy Reese proved it could have been him, but he decided what? He want to turncoat. Oh, okay. All they did was expose themselves, guys. That's it. It said, peace and blessings. How you doing, Roger? How you doing? That meat, that coast. Oh, that's chinchilla. Ah, like real chinchilla or fur chinchilla? I don't know. Okay. I kind of was thinking that, but I don't really know. You know, I'm not a connoisseur of fur, faux or reals. Don't know. But I kind of was thinking it was kind of giving that, but I didn't know. But it's a nice coat, though. It's really nice. But he is giving Frank Lucas. He giving Samuel Jackson. It's all of the badasses. Like, that's who he giving, right? He walked in there like Denzel Washington in Training Day or Frank Lucas or Samuel Jackson in any role. In any damn role where he was a boss. I'm like, man, this is Deion Sanders right here. They better recognize. See, sometimes it's good when your daddy show up at the job. I'm just gonna go and put it out there. It just is. Everybody know they need to go around and get some act right. That's it. I'm proud. Coach Prime is him. Facts. Somebody looks like a lamb. Okay, some people say a lamb. Good black don't crack. Sure don't. Not unless you're using it. And we know he ain't doing that. Deion came and said, Daddy is here. Facts. Deion Sanders is in the building. Coach Prime has a beautiful gray coat on. Yes. It said, come through in Cleveland, Coach Prime. I mean, Superfly. Facts. He is like Superfly. Harlem Night stepped out. Facts. It said, I'm with Prime about his hairdo for his logo. It said, but these kids are a league of their own. See, that's just old school, right? What did I tell y'all about the Williams twins? How just 3 years ago, they didn't want to hire the Williams twins because they had grade. And Shedeur standing firm. This is the second time Shedeur is still firm on his stitch braids. Remember before the draft, they were about that fire, and the fire was all in Shedeur face. It was they were around a fire pit, and Coach Prime was calling him and asking him, where's Bob? See, Coach Prime feels like Shedeur's hair is probably what's making them rebel. Excuse me, they don't have no problem with Jordan Love hair. Never heard them say nothing. You have to accept the fact that what Warren Moon said is incorrect. That Shedeur got to be different because he a quarterback. No, he don't. Shedeur gets to be himself. The problem is they don't want no black quarterbacks. So, excuse me. So what that means is I want you to remove every ounce of your blackness. And everybody knows our hair is our crown. So trying to get him to go to a fade or cut off his hair or whatever they do with their hair when they don't have twist or whatever, is trying to make him seem more palpable to you. Get the hell over your damn self. You the one wanted to buy an NFL team, and because you don't want no black quarterbacks and you decided to end up with Shedeur because that's the way God wanted it, you don't get the right to break him down of his blackness and try to force him to say his name is Toby instead of Kunta Kinte. And I hope Coach Prime understands that that's what's happening. Shedeur's hair is beautifully fine. His melanin is beautifully fine, because if he was light-skinned, they wouldn't say a damn thing, because they don't say shit about Jordan Love's hair. So I hope Coach Prime knows that young man came through the fire mostly on his own, and his first real workplace job. Let him be himself, because he knows better than any of us that this is what they are actually trying to stop. Black quarterbacks from actually being black. So I would, if I'm Coach Prime, I would leave that alone. It says Shedeur knows who he is and whose he is. I know that's right. I know that's right. That's facts. Shedeur is his own man. It says, I love that wall of Shedeur. Yep, me too. Shedeur wants to be his own person, right? And I totally can respect that. I can respect that. And there comes a time a father has to respect the son and let him live his life. Coach Prime was around like $1 million. Yep, he sure was. Sanders swagger in full effect in Cleveland. Yep. His coat and watch and car. Yep, that's it. That's it. Because what was that, a Rolls Royce? Yep. Showing Dylan's girlfriend how to build and feel. Dylan don't have no poster on the wall. I was assuming that maybe somewhere in another corner they got him a little one up there, because this is a message from corporate. This is a message from corporate. Now, it could be performative, but for this week, this is the message from corporate. And if you ain't with it, you can get the hell on. That's facts. It said absolutely great interest. He owned it. Right. And at first I thought that Lady Maddie said that she worked for Berea. I thought she said something about, but I had to listen to it again. I think she said something about assistant travel or something. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all thought she said. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Oh yeah, how you doing? Hey everyone. It said, and Joku was like, man, your dad is you're straight. He still got it. Right. Right. And why does Joku never have a shirt on? What's up? He a hot body. When he on the field, he be having his shirt up. Y'all notice they don't be putting the Joku out there a lot. You know why, right? Remember Njoku came on up and gravitated towards Shedeur? See, they put people out there who can't catch. That's what they doing. That's what they doing. They could have Njoku out there. Yes, the artwork is fire. It said, now that tight end 85 is Shedeur partner. That's why Stefanski will not let him play, because he a Pro Bowler. Did I just not say that? I'm telling y'all, that's really it. They are putting people out there who not gonna get the job done. And as far as I can see, that's the plan for the Titans game. And that's making this experience with rolling out the red carpet for Coach Prime, putting Shedeur on the wall, feel like the draft all over again. Reeling you in, and we finna stab you in your back. Yep. It said devious snakes don't have bouts of companion. It said they are cold-blooded. They sure are. They are cold-blooded. Love it every moment, and we just getting started. I know that's right. It said the whole team better play like they got some sense, especially Judy. He better not touch that field. That's, there are people calling it out on X. They said Judy shouldn't even be allowed to play. You see how Stefanski's not being held accountable? He won't hold Judy accountable. He won't hold Batonio accountable. And he set it up for the right tackle to be the third string instead of the second string. And the second string is better at the pass rush. I went back and watched Cornelius Lucas play in the Green Bay game. Now, yeah, I did watch Flacco get sacked, but I also watched the right tackle. And he is a tackler. He don't just fall to the ground, and he ain't out here causing false starts. These are the people that Stefanski is lining up against Shedeur, and he's smiling in Coach Prime's face. Let's see if he have a change of heart with his game plan overnight. Because if not, it's about to be on. It's about to be on. Instead, I love the tone in Shedeur's voice. He made it clear to his dad that's his hair was going to be what he wanted it to be. And yes, sir, grown has arrived. Yeah, he said no. That's exactly what it is. It said he hasn't had time to get his hair rebraided and twisted. Stressed out. Stefanski will be gone pretty damn soon. The presence of prime time changed tomorrow's playbook for Shedeur. Best interest. It better. It damn sure better. I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it because I'm gonna unload if it don't. I said he will not be able to set him up. Too much money on both sides to be made. God is so good. We gonna see. We gonna see. I'm starring these comments. If y'all joining us, we gonna be live tomorrow, 1 o'clock for the game. Watch party. It says Kevin is fake. He wasn't scared to say any of that stuff. He wasn't. He wasn't. And he's only changing because of the pressure. Because he's made himself a legal liability. And Haslam know it. That's why he came out there with them kids. And you see how they let people believe that was his grandkids? Just like in the draft, they let people believe the Ole Miss guy was the defensive coordinator's son. He was not. He was not. They knew exactly who that was. And the GM, that was his daughter's boyfriend, apparently. Some frat boy from Ole Miss, because his daughter goes there. Jackson Dart went there. The GM went there. The Mannings, Archie Manning, Eli Manning, all went to Ole Miss. And you see how they got Lane Kiffin out of there? Where's Trinidad Chambliss and the other black quarterback? You see what happens when they get 2 black quarterbacks? You see? They get disrupted. Just like Kyron Drones over there at Virginia Tech. Let's see what happens over there. It said Coach Prime knows Kevin Stefanski dad very well. Yeah. That didn't stop Kevin Stefanski from abusing Shedeur all summer. It said black excellence. That's what it is. That's what it is. It says Stefanski's job is on the line, and especially on tomorrow. The owner went to meet with Gruden. This may be spelled wrong. He could leave Gruden where the hell he at. Stefanski, a fanboy. Yep. Dion is a legend. That's fact. He's in the presence of a legend. But will it be enough to stop him from setting up this legend's son, who's legendary, tomorrow? All of this is performative until that game is over and we see what that game plan looked like. We already know what they're capable of. We already know they're restricting a lot of the defensive players by not playing them. We already know they setting up the O-line to be weakened and left with Batonio over there. So if Shedeur get backwards and try to roll out the pocket to the left, don't be surprised if Batonio is the reason he gets sacked to the left. And I got KT Levinson on my right, Ethan Posick the center, and Tevin Jenkins, so the whole right side is weak. And it don't have to be, but Stefanski chose to bypass the $5 million second string veteran reliever, Cornelius Lucas, and nobody has asked him about that. They don't want to ask the real questions in Cleveland. They just want to do what they want to do, and they don't want us to hold them accountable. Why were there 2 black people on that 92.3 show today? What's going on with that? Do they do that all the time? And maybe I just don't know. Let me know. It said the spirit was different in that Cleveland Browns facility today. Facts, because Deion Sanders walked through the door. It said Kevin is a snake and a fanboy. Never trust him. Yeah, hell yeah, you can't trust him. You can't trust him. And Gruden, if you just not joining us, hard pass on Gruden. Hard pass on Gruden. He should never, the NFL is mostly black. He should never coach again in the NFL. Work in no capacity. He had to be kicked out. And you know the NFL didn't want to kick him out because they investigated, found what they found, and it took Congress to tell them what to do. So the NFL cannot be trusted to investigate itself. We already know that. It's up to the fans. It's up to the pressure. That's facts. It says Stefanski welcome hug is not worth a dime. And I'm glad Prime greeted him so as to not have any additional negative retaliation against Shedeur. I hope. Let's see. Let's see. It said Kevin Stefanski defenses fell off in the presence of greatness. Right. He couldn't help himself. It said, bye, Judas. Yeah, he need to go on somewhere. He need to go on somewhere. Shedeur did look happy that Prime was there. One thing about Shedeur, he has established his own independence, and he gonna keep it. You could just hear that. I was shocked that Bucky had that on film. And when I lined it up, that was the last part of my clip, I was like, did y'all hear that? Let's see if we can hear it again. Because they were talking about
Yeah, the word mix. I gotta talk to you though.
That's how my hair gonna be. It's not who you gonna be. Yeah, it is.
It's your bro.
So Coach Prime said, that's not who you're going to be. And the clip ends with Shedeur saying, yeah, it is. That's the second time they had a conversation about the stitch braids. And see, Coach Prime is old school. And I told y'all, I thought it was crazy how Dallin Hayden cut his twist locks or whatever he had. He said he wanted a professional look. I said, ooh, that's the wrong thing to say, right? Because locks, twists, braids are professional. That's the whole point of it. And Shedeur's part of the generation. That's how they wear their hair. And it should be respected. And it finally is being respected. The Williams twins, the two young men with the stitch braids that was rejected 3 years ago as models, hell, they modeling for everybody. And they got a damn billboard in Times Square. So Shedeur is right. Coach Prime just got to understand he old school. And he got to let Shedeur, who just walked through the fire with God holding him, live his life. That's what you got to do. That young man, he not a kid no more. We said it. He's a veteran. He's a young man. He's not a kid. Instead, Cleveland got a picture of Shedeur in the lunchroom. If the Browns truly want to win, they would build a team around Shedeur, but jealousy and hate stopping them. And Kevin Stefanski, understand this. Just like you can put up this photo, which is corporate, telling everybody, this the direction we going. Get the hell with it or get the hell on. You also can fire Stefanski, but you're protecting Stefanski. And if he go out there and embarrass you, don't say nothing. If he go out there and sabotage this kid and everybody see it again, don't say nothing. Because you could still tell him, you know what? Let's let Tommy Reese call the game. Let me talk to you. When you leave negligence in place, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it. And no amount of pretending with somebody like Stefanski is going to save you, because he just going to keep doing it. Has he stopped yet? He's placating. He's telling you what you want to hear while he's still sabotaging Shedeur. We shall see what happens in the game tomorrow. He said he don't have any problem with thinking that Shedeur is not going to have a problem with letting it rip. Okay, well, let's see what you set up. Or did you stop? Let's see. They knew Coach Prime was coming. That's what it's given. That's when the lady came outside that says, I knew you were coming. Diane Walker, thank you so much for the super chat, Diane. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. So, Coach Prime looked like $1 million. I'm happy for him. See, you want to keep playing? I can see. I'm fine with it. At any moment, if you think you brought in Coach Prime replacement, you might learn something. Right? He might have a spot in the NFL. Don't forget, Pac-Man Jones, who just called out and demanded that Stefanski be fired, told us first, multiple times, that the plan was for eventually Shedeur to get traded to Jacksonville, Coach Prime to be the head coach. Now, Travis already over there. That's putting the band back together. But sometimes things happen sooner than you anticipated. And for Colorado to see this, oh, I know they saw it. They better get some act right, because you being put on notice. Play around and dismiss Coach Prime. He going to have somewhere to go, and them stands going to be empty. And that $300 million you made, you're going to be in the hole. In a few years, you're going to be in a hole because you let it walk right out the door. So, you know what they were talking about today in the Celebration Bowl? I mean, the SWAC championship. They said Coach Prime was an anomaly. You see how everybody keep hiring these celebrity coaches, and nobody still has the effect he had at Jackson State. Facts. And Colorado want to play one of them NFL teams. Gonna be like, look here, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, but I'm close to about $12 billion. I'm gonna go get Prime and his son. They are walking dollar signs. Shiloh, come on over here, you too. Yeah. Stay tuned. Coach Prime walking in there like that after the way CU trashed his recruiting. Oh, that's a message, bro. He ain't worried. He ain't scared, but you better get my money together, because he ain't quitting unless somebody else on this side give him a job. And it could, because that's exactly what happened to Mel Tucker. And to see Cleveland rolling out the red carpet when he was just in Vegas And they didn't give him a suite on the Cleveland side. Let's see what time it is. Game time. We gonna see. We gonna see. Somebody better get some act right. That's all I know. It said Mendoza out here balling versus Ohio State. Okay, good for him. It said that would be bad for the SWAC team to beat CU. I wouldn't take on that challenge. Huh? Oh, you talking about Prairie View? I mean, you know, I just think it was very bold of Coach Jackson to make that offer. But after watching him play in his aggressive style of play, I can see it. And the fact that his quarterback is training with select QBs, somebody been taking a page out of Coach Prime's book. Yep. Shedeur's book. That's why that kid won that game. And I thought actually the way Jackson State was playing, I felt like it was a lot of Coach Prime-ish, right? But it was just too conservative. It was just too conservative. And that kid got an arm too. So it said Kevin Stefanski in the video hugging Coach Prime and the nerve of him and hating on his son. Thank you. It said Shedeur is a global ambassador for the NFL, no matter the amount of hate. Right, because they got his picture plastered all over Europe. It said Coach Prime isn't a regular player at all. At all. Don't drink that milk, Coach Prime. It's spoiled. I agree with that. It said, wouldn't 12 already be familiar with playing with the second and third string? He was with the team most of the year, right? Yes. However, did you see number 72, the third stringer, in the little clip that went out viral, causing a false start because he don't know where to be? You have to explain how Cornelius Lucas is the second guy on the roster and the better pass rusher, and you leave him on the bench and get the lesser skilled, lesser paid player. You have to explain that. Because if it don't work out, it better work out. Because people gonna say it's sabotage, and I'm gonna lead the way. Because nobody's asking him. All of the reporters should have asked him, why are you not using Cornelius Lucas? Because he's not injured. I already screenshot the depth chart. That's why I said we gonna see. It said they can stand Deion, they can stab Deion in the back, but Deion going to fall on every dime they owe him. Deion is about his money. You talking about CU? Yeah, he is about his money. That's why I say they better go ahead and get his money together. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. If one more owner start being nice, or Shiloh get picked up, or something to let us know, they switching on up. They switching up. They going to, like I said, the owner's starting to be nice to him. Remember, 32 owners took them off the board. First, it was Vegas extending the suite. Now Cleveland rolling out the red carpet because it's family day. And I don't think they went outside and got nobody else and had him shown around and toured. I don't think so. I don't think so. And they got Shedeur on the wall, and they posted that a couple of days ago. I'm just saying. Haslam should have came on down there. That's what he should have did. John Gruden and his brother Jay Gruden are racist because Jay Gruden did the RG3, the Rookie of the Year, and he sabotaged RG3 career for Kirk Cousins the same way. What? And RG3 came through Cleveland after the Washington scandal. You see what I'm talking about? You see, you can't ignore what's happening. I want y'all to know I dropped a video, not a video, but I recorded some commentary. And the title of it is Something Sinister is Going On with Black Quarterbacks in Cleveland on Patreon. Go check it out. If you're not a member, it's $5. If you're a member, you don't have to pay for it. If you're a paid member, you don't have to pay for it. Otherwise, it's $5. Because this is the kind of content I can't just have out here running around. This took some time. And it's real, right? And now we add RG3 to the piece. We already talked about Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson, Shedeur Sanders, PJ Walker, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Deshaun Kaiser, RG3, Jacoby Brissett. If I can rattle off all of those, it's because I've done the research. Something sinister is going on with black quarterbacks in Cleveland. So if you have Patreon, check it out. It said, I definitely would eat there. I was thinking about that too when he walked up to that thing to get something to eat, but it was random, or get something. I was thinking the same thing. It says some of y'all may be too young, but Coach Prime was the man, or him, since he stepped on the field at Florida State. Yeah, I didn't know anything about his career. So you're right about that. We got to go back and look. But I mean, we could just kind of see. I mean, living in Atlanta, I'm gonna tell you something. Atlanta don't play about Coach Prime. So when they lied and said it was Atlanta, that was the wrong thing to do. That was the wrong thing to do. And when people saw the Ole Miss kid and they left the confusion out there, I said, now see, y'all gonna get that kid messed up because he didn't make that phone call. And actually, I don't believe nothing they said because they told too many lies. Right? To say it was the Falcons when it really was the league itself. You know how dirty that is? The commissioner need to be fired immediately. And I already said Kevin Stefanski need to go make some license plates. See, he wanna act nice. But the horrible way he been treating Shedeur, making his life hard for no reason. Now you want to smile. Now you want to smile. I don't trust that. Hey, Sonya, how you doing? Salute back to you. It said they probably just put Shedeur post up because they knew CP was coming. It's possible because I know they just put that out there midweek because I posted it on the community, I think. I posted it somewhere and I was like, this is gorgeous. And it is nice and he's surrounded by the city. This is the first time I've seen them acknowledge him or celebrate Shedeur. After what? The viral video went out with Conklin and the leaders of the team, Jared Judy, and people say Cedric Tillman, and then Batonio, and then Stefanski with the sabotage, and we get this. They overlapped. Don't think I ain't gonna go back and check the date of when they posted that. If anybody can have access to Instagram, go to the Cleveland Browns page and look at the date that they posted this. Because we know when the little clip came out. We know when the little clip went viral. It went viral the day before I talked about it. It said Coach Prime won the Super Bowl with San Francisco 49ers. Next year, won the Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys. What? I didn't even know that. Did y'all know that the 49ers fans had on Coach Prime 21 jerseys? Yup. I knew when Shiloh got that invite to try out for the 49ers that it was performative. I knew it was. And that was a slap in Coach Prime's face. Now you see how they being nice? Now you see how they being nice? Don't be surprised if Shiloh get picked up. Because they still cutting people. I don't know if y'all noticed. The Browns tried out a few people. They brought in 5 people to try out. And it's on the internet. So they still bringing in people to try out. So Shiloh could get a tryout. I think they should. Shiloh's good, right? He can join the number 2 defense and be an asset. Not an asset to be used, but an asset to win. It said they have the same artwork as Shedeur posted on the Brown socials. Yep. When did they post that up there? It said, I don't know if it was me, but Njoku was acting starstruck when he saw Coach Prime. It's the Chinchilla Frank Lucas style. So it actually is a Frank Lucas style coat. Okay. What she says for the baddest show on the planet. Hands down. Facts. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. It said Coach Prime is an absolute legend. Right. And the reason, and I have talked about this before. I said there's Coach Prime and there's Deion Sanders. I said Deion Sanders walked through those doors, got out of that Rolls Royce with that Frank Lucas chinchilla on. And Stefanski, I saw all 32 of his teeth. That's Deion Sanders. And you see, people wanted to start taking pictures and autographs. He walked into their facility and people want autographs. And you want to play with this man, son? You crazy. You crazy out of your mind. I said it. If Coach Prime did what he did and Travis got his contract and got his money, what the hell you think you're going to do with his son? You think Coach Prime don't know where the bodies are buried? No, Coach Prime is the head coach at Colorado. And them kids got to get to the NFL. But if CU fool around and send Coach Prime on his way, the bodies will be discussed. See, they feel like they had him over a barrel at CU because he had to get them kids over there. But now they got his replacement over there. And he walking in the door to NFL facility. Last week, he didn't even have a suite with the Raiders game. Was it the Raiders game? And now they rolling out the red carpet, sending people outside to meet him, like Coming to America. They just wasn't throwing down the rose petals. Remember when the King Jaffe would pull up, they would open the door, get out, and people would come and meet them? That's what it was like he was a king. And you think that his son ain't gonna get what he was supposed to get plus some. Yeah, okay. You confusing Coach Prime with Deion Sanders. Understand. The Nigeria was definitely starstruck. Yeah. It said, hey, baby girl, trying to fire Stefanski and hire racist John Gruden. What's your thoughts? Hard pass. Absolutely not. I think exactly what this guy think right here. That a reminder that John Gruden should never be head coach in the NFL again. Hell, he wrote this in 2024. It's only 2025. Even though we pushing on 2026, it has not been 30 years. And that's how long it's going to need to be for you to cleanse your heart from racism, because it's not a switch that you turn on and off. So no. And using Shedeur's name is highly suspect, because you just want back in and you want black people. You think we dumb. Oh, he likes Shedeur, because that's exactly what they're saying. I say, y'all don't know if he likes Shedeur. You know he name dropping Shedeur's name because he's him. And if people that like him know I like him, then they'll let me come back in. I'm sure the NFL is like, we can't. We don't know. At a time when the NFL is gravitating toward black women, that ain't the move. Nope. Even the ones that don't know yet, when they find out, they ain't gonna be happy. And we gonna tell them. Just like Brian Flores, I'ma tell. That's why there's no black offensive coordinators. Because if you come to any one of us, especially, imagine me being married to a black head coach, and he come home and say, babe, they want me to set Shedeur up. I'm like, the hell you say? Who told you to do that? That's why there's no black offensive coordinators. They not dumb. They not dumb. They are not dumb. They are performative. And that's all it is. That's all it is. All right. So we're going to get ourselves out of here in a little bit. Let me keep going through these comments. So John Gruden is a hard pass. Name dropping does not impress me. You have to change your heart, not your clothes. It said, I would be glad for Shedeur to be traded. Send him to the Raiders. I do believe Deion is working on him with the owner of the Raiders, and he lets Deion sit in his private box to watch the game. I could see it. But wherever they send Shedeur, they seemingly still want to pair him up with a black quarterback. So we're going to talk about that some more later. But understand, saying that Sean is unmovable, saying that putting Shedeur out here when everybody's busted for setting up Shedeur. It's all performative, and it could be so you don't realize. Just like all of these other black quarterbacks are stacked up. One of them not going to get a real opportunity. I don't know why Deshaun is unmovable. I don't believe that. And Shedeur is a franchise quarterback. So if you think you're going to trade Dilly Poo and send him packing and keep Shedeur and keep playing with him and Deshaun and rotate them throughout the season, I mean, it might make some exciting football. But it's hard for the teams when you have two different styles of quarterback, because Shedeur is a pocket passer with mobility and Deshaun is a dual threat. And if Kevin Stefanski can't manage Dylan, a game manager, what the hell he gonna do with Deshaun, who he tried to break down into a game manager, and Shedeur, who he's currently trying to break down with a game manager? There's going to have to be a new head coach if Shedeur and Deshaun are to stay. But who will be QB1? That's the question. Because if you say Deshaun and you think you're going to keep Shedeur over there locked up, you got another thing coming. The public pressure is enough. The public pressure is enough to force an owner to sell his team. And it means you still racist, because you got JJ McCarthy over there and you refuse to put a black quarterback over there because you know if he get injured, chances are. See, you could have got a good quarterback, but now you wanted to bet the farm on JJ McCarthy. And even AI, analytical enough to say that Shedeur gonna end up as an MVP in this league in Minnesota. And he already could have went to Minnesota when JJ McCarthy got hurt. I guess they ain't want no black quarterbacks either, like the Saints and the Giants and the Cleveland Browns when it comes to first round money. So the Giants ended up with Abdul Carter with Corngate over there. And Jackson Dart, who gonna end up with CTE because he don't give a damn what they think. That's what happened. That's what happened. See, you let Jackson Dart think he was all of that because he took your place. You thought you was getting Cam, who was quiet. Shedeur is the quiet one. Shedeur is really the one you want. Now you can't stand Cam's mouth. You can't stand Jackson Dart's attitude. But Shedeur is the one you like, damn, we didn't know he was like that. You hated on him and you didn't even get to know him. And you didn't care. You just saw his skin color. And like Lamar, you wanted to cheat him. So now you want to roll out the red carpet. So let's look for the play. Hell no on John Gruden. Absolutely not. And fire Stefanski. And it's still fire Haslam until he stopped being racist and bringing in racists. Because swapping one racist for another is not it. Too many black fans in Cleveland. See you, aunties. Hey, auntie, we heard y'all in the land. I think I saw the post that the CU aunties, some of them got together and went to Cleveland. Y'all send me some footage. Email me. What she said 404@gmail.com. And I'll share it on the podcast tomorrow while we live. Don't forget, live stream tomorrow. Get your little snacks together. We're going to be live the whole way through. We're not cutting off at the fourth quarter. I don't know who does that, but I saw somebody do it. The whole way through. We're going to have a little post show. We're going to be talking during the halftime about what's going on. We hoping we cheering for an exciting game. And Stefanski has a change of heart. And let Shedeur play ball because he going to get busted again. Yes, and Joku was fanning out. So cool to see. Side note, that man is huge. Yep. And Joku, I just want to know why he always got his shirt up. He always, I'm like, are you happy? I like Njoku. He had the courage. To gravitate towards Shedeur at a time where they were clearly trying to intimidate people. Who remembers Njoku and Shedeur on the side, on the field talking, and this little coach drags and waddles himself over there to listen to what they were talking about? Who remembers that? I think I might still have that clip. If not, I know where to find it. They always want to know what Shedeur be talking about with people. Somebody should have told Njoku that Coach Prime ain't gonna be impressed because he got his shirt off. I know. I'm like, Njoku, you hot? Either it's completely off or it's pulled up. It's that Njoku was acting like most players that may have only seen Coach Prime on highlight film. Yeah, you know who else was fanning out last week? Shanahan. Isn't that Kyle Shanahan, the head coach of the 49ers? He talking about it's going to be strange playing Shedeur. I was a big Coach Prime fan. I'm like, okay. That's hilarious. Coach Prime is, Deion Sanders. Even the name just commands respect, right? Thank you, Ramon. Thank you. It said they are trying to fire Stefanski, the offensive coordinator Reese, and the general manager Andrew Berry. What the hell are they firing Andrew Berry for? What did he do? See, this is what I'm talking about. What did Andrew Berry do? He put one of the best recruiting classes together. He was the one that said Shedeur could outproduce his draft stock. He didn't lie. Stefanski was the one that didn't want it to happen. It's like they don't want to just say, we're firing Stefanski. We're cleaning house. And Andrew Berry is collateral damage. They would be stupid to fire Andrew Berry. He didn't do nothing. Even though I didn't like what he did when Shedeur first got there. I think he somewhat redeemed himself. But then again, if he's self-serving, he could go with the rest of them. But they don't want to admit that they want to fire Stefanski. See, that's how they are. Oh, we don't want to make Stefanski look bad, so we just gonna say we clean the house. And to hell with Andrew Berry. You see? That's why on day 3 of the draft, when Andrew Berry said Shedeur skill set was a classic retro style pocket passer that was too expensive for the first round, and we got him as a deep discount, he shouldn't have said none of that. He shouldn't have said none of it because you was going to pay him $46 million and you got him for $900,000 and you let him rot on the bench while y'all lose. And they didn't even give a damn when Troy Aikman called it out. And he a legend. They didn't care what he thought. It had to keep going and it had to keep going till the general public started leaning in. And then Stefanski flips the switch and Shedeur gets robbed. I think they may have wanted to get something on Shedeur in preparation for that he would ask for a trade. So like Deshaun, he end up in a situation. Let's see what you got going on, because you might want out. Don't want to let you go. Understand, the poster on the wall says the poster on the wall says you ain't going nowhere, because who put somebody on the wall with 5 games left with the city wrapped around them? And NFL executives are telling us that Dylan or Shedeur could be traded. I don't see Dylan on the wall. I mean, I would think if he had a photo, his girlfriend would take a photo of it and tell us about it. So it's easy to figure out with Deshaun being the narrative, he's unmovable. And you trying to keep Shedeur and make him feel appreciated when really you are stacking 2 elite black quarterbacks together with who as a head coach? A racist? Regardless of what their last name is. That's not for the betterment of the team. That's you trying to go about a different way of having a Stefanski to be the overseer of the team and to restrict 2 black quarterbacks and tether them together so there's not 17, 18, 19, or 20 next year. So I ain't buying none of it till I see what this game look like. And then I'm going to be the same way with the next game. Can't trust it. It said, where's Dylan poster? At his girlfriend's house in her closet. It said, Dion just there to support his son. I love it. Absolutely. Ain't no damn Dylan poster. He a bump. How Shedeur was nice to Dylan and took up for him, and his girlfriend gonna try to come at Shedeur. Like, girl, you ain't even cute. Don't get us started. He could do better. He really could do better. I'm just gonna put it out there. I know he's short, but you know, some women don't care about that. And I think it's better to get somebody who isn't willing to disrespect his employer on social media. So she disrespect Dylan, and Shedeur pops up in the lunchroom. It said, I know CPC through the... Oh, yeah. It said the picture is promo for the Titans game. It says Browns versus Titans. Okay, so maybe they had a different one last week. Did they have one last week for the 49ers? I don't think so. But that's what it is. It said, well, Kevin better redo his plan because Ohio just lost. So now everybody going to be watching him. Who Ohio lost to? I don't know who was playing. Oh, Indiana? So Mendoza won? Okay. Let's see what the narrative is on Monday. It says Stefanski probably won't take Dylan Gabriel with him. Where he going? I ain't going home, is he? I don't see nobody hiring him. He's a liability. But good luck with that. Good luck with that. It said Haslam needs that money. It said Dion going to Cleveland has them thinking other famous people will come there. You might be right, because those people on that show, 92 point whatever, were talking about, we thought the celebrities were coming. I'm like, and why is that? To watch you beat up on Shedeur? Who gonna do that? Get it? If you really wanted them to come, you would have treated Shedeur with respect, and they would have all packed out the place. But no, you wanted to be racist. It said they probably gonna get Mendoza if he beat OSU. He did not get Mendoza. For one, Mendoza's probably gonna make anywhere between 50 to 40 million. Okay, somewhere in there. Secondly, if I get him when the Manning kid come out in 2027, what the hell I'm gonna do with Mendoza? I already got Deshaun, and I'm collecting black and brown players like Infinity Stone. I don't want Mendoza. I wasn't at Indiana. I was at Ohio State, and they was playing UT. So you can guess which one of them that they want to get. I'm surprised he wasn't at Alabama. I'm surprised he wasn't at Miami. He wasn't at Indiana. He wasn't at Oregon. He was at Ohio State, and he probably thinking he could get the kid from Ohio State. But is he in the top 5, or am I going to have to Jackson Dart him and sneak him into the first round? And y'all just said Ohio State lost. They didn't win. So I'm going to have to Jackson Dart him and sneak him into the first round. Absolutely not. They don't want Mendoza. They have been convinced, probably by Andrew Berry. You know, you could just keep Shedeur because Deshaun at the 2026, we done with him, right? You keep Shedeur, the Manning kid come out in 27, you can make all that money with Shedeur. You can send Shedeur packing in 2027, get the Manning kid to come in, and Shedeur already got it warm for him, and the city is excited, and you gonna sell season tickets, and then when they know the Manning kid coming, we'll just pivot over to the Manning kid and then let him carry it through. I'm pretty sure that's the plan. If they trade Shedeur, I'd be shocked. They only got Shedeur for $900,000. This kid can make you all of this money for $900,000. So are you going to really pay Mendoza 50 to 40 million only to have to get rid of him in 1 year? And Shedeur's better than him. And you know, the fans, the aunties, you know, the Shedeurians, they going to call it out. And we don't want to trade Shedeur to another team because they probably going to let him start. But you could make a case that Deshaun was here first and we put the Shedeur behind Deshaun, and they probably not going to say nothing. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because Deshaun and Shedeur should be QB1 somewhere. So boot somebody out like JJ McCarthy and send him packing and let these black quarterbacks ball out and stop trying to restrict their athleticism and dumbing down the game. Nobody wants to see a check down game. That's why the tickets are $7. And that's why Stefanski keeps sabotaging Shedeur so he don't come out here and light it up. He said that's what's going to happen. But the moves that they're making with the defense and the offense is a little suspect. And Jerry Jeudy not benched. But Tonio's still there. And they going with KT over Cornelius. It's giving sabotage to me. We going to see, though. We going to see. It said tomorrow's watch party will be lit. Facts. It said Browns better not get Myles Garrett upset at all. And people said they think that, now, this is what I said. I don't know about other people. What I said is, okay, one of the reasons that on the defensive side, they moving everybody out the way is so Myles Garrett can get the opportunity to do all of the sacking so he could get to his record. They trying to push Myles Garrett up for MVP. Pay attention. Ever since Myles Garrett been speaking out about Shedeur, and they tried to get him to stop talking up about Shedeur being ready, he still came back and defended Shedeur after the Raiders game. After that, GQ, all of the attention, now player of the week, player of the month, and now they pushing him up for MVP. I asked the question on X. Well, help me understand something. If Myles Garrett was good enough last year to get a $160 million contract for 4 years, he make $40 million a year. You gave him this last year based on his performance, but he didn't get none of these accolades until Shedeur show up, because you want Myles Garrett to be the face of the team. And when it ain't working, because we happy for Myles Garrett, people showing up out there with Shedeur's jerseys on, all on the sidelines in the little dog pound section. You put Shedeur picture up after y'all get busted for sabotaging him, knowing people gonna realize it was the leaders of the team doing what the head coach wanted, that the head coach couldn't do no more because everybody see him sabotaging Shedeur. He's the legal liability. He's busted. So I need you to do it for me. Batonio, Conklin, maybe KT Leviston, question mark, Jerry Jeudy, possibly Cedric Tillman. And they're framing it as the veterans versus the hungry dogs. If y'all separate the rookies and haze them and, let them have their own time to get together, why you mad because they call themselves hungry dogs? You mad because Shedeur is being a leader. You're mad because people are gravitating towards Shedeur. They are following Shedeur. They don't follow Jerry Jeudy. Batonio is on his way out. Conklin should have already been gone. Teller showed celebration and respect to Shedeur for him and his talent. That's what you didn't want. But it's happening despite Myles Garrett being MVP, because we don't care. We want Myles Garrett to get his just due. And it should have happened last year when you wrote him a check for $160 million. Not when Shedeur shows up. That's more posturing, more performative optics. That's how they treat the black players. Somebody said, Harlem, Mike Tomlin may be available. That would be crazy if they fire him. I said Brian Flores too. Somebody said Byron Leftwich. What y'all think about Leftwich? It said Bucky said they asked him about the picture before Coach Prime got there. Oh, okay. I wonder how long it's been there. It said, I hope they do trade Shedeur. That would be wonderful. Yeah, but I don't want him to go nowhere and have to be traumatized again. Personally, I think Cleveland is his city. I just do. I think he is their franchise quarterback. And Haslam need to get off of that. I don't want a black first round $46 million franchise quarterback. Okay, you don't have one. You got a franchise quarterback for $975,000. And you stupid if you let him walk. But if he stay, the pressure, the accountability to push to do right by him will be there. And will we eventually get to the chapter about run me my money? We got to let this play out to see how they're trying to position Deshaun and Shedeur. If I'm Deshaun and I'm seeing that, I'm like, and you can't move me and you got him on the cafeteria wall. Oh, wow. Corporate message. It said, watch Judy jump in the portal. He better get the hell on somewhere. It said, the media is full of it. It said, G. Bush on his show today, breaking down how awful and coach Kevin is. And he been using the same sad playbook for 6 years. Yes, fire Stefanski now. Yep, fire Stefanski now. I say that. I say that he should have been gone before the Titans game. Matter of fact, they still got time. They need to go up to him and tell Tommy Reese, look here, cut it out and just call a good game. We need to win. Think about how Vegas gonna feel. I mean, I'm not a bettor. Vegas say they gonna win. What happened if they lose because Stefanski sabotaged it and people see it again? See, people saw the sabotage. You think Vegas wasn't like, but I think Vegas said they was gonna lose anyway. But see, now Vegas say they gonna win. And if they see the sabotage again, Vegas gonna be like, you rigged the game. And all of that, because I don't know what happens when you bet that Vegas say they're going to lose, but then they turn around and win. I don't know which one works better for Vegas. So it'll be interesting to see. It says Stefanski ain't taking Bum Dillon nowhere when he get fired. He's just using him against Shedeur, who he hates. I agree. He doesn't think Shedeur is worthy of being a quarterback to lead the team, the franchise, because he's, as he say, a thrower. He's a damn quarterback. Dylan girlfriend made them put that poster up because of her big mouth. They didn't want that lawsuit. Because you know what people said? So this is what she was alluding to. They been over there yapping in the locker room, talking about Shedeur. Because how she know? And people said Dylan told her. I said, some people said Jerry Judy told her. I'm like, that's possible. That's possible. When she say everybody, who the hell is it? Who told you that? You know what everybody think. You know what the equipment manager think too? So I think that's what he told her, or somebody else like Jerry Judy told her that, trying to gas her up for whatever reason. Y'all know what the whatever is. They want to know why the rappers and stars are not pulling up like they didn't see through that BS. We're not coming out there to see. Do you really want us to come out there? And you said Shedeur, you don't want us out there. You don't want us out there. You think you want us out there. See, you think we coming to celebrate. And you think there'll be no backlash when Stefanski sabotaged Shedeur, but you're wrong. You be happy your tickets are $7 and that's all that's happening. Be happy that's all that's happening. $7 tickets, because I can promise you, if it was a lot of people there, I don't know, they might act up on you. They might cut up. It said, I agree. He used him like he was $2. Dylan, yeah, he didn't like Dylan. No weapon formed against Shedeur gonna prosper. Facts. His brother Jay Gruden sold out RG3, and DC don't trust the Gruden brothers at all. That's crazy how there could even be a conversation about that John Gruden guy even coming back. Absolutely not. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. This was good. Okay, so y'all know 1 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going live 10 minutes before to get set up to make sure no hiccups. I'm excited despite what I see happening. I'm still excited, right? Because the game has a lot of promise and potential to be fun. Even though I see the BSery happening over here, we gonna see what happened now that Deion Sanders looking like Frank Lucas. Maybe that's the message. Has shown up. Yeah, we gonna see. All right, y'all. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get it ready. Ready for Cam versus Shedeur. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here on What She Said Sports. Get your snacks together because it's gonna be fun. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I'll see y'all tomorrow.